in the first hand that I'm just... Hey everyone, I'm here with a review on the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. It's a full coverage foundation. It's a mouthful on it. And I got this product at Ulta. I believe it's $13.99 originally, but I used my 20% coupon, so I paid like $11 for it. And as far as claims for this foundation, the biggest bragging rights that this foundation has, that it has 45 shades within the line, which is really quite impressive because a lot of the lines that are coming out this time around have 40 shades. The shade I got is in Neutral Buff. It is a very yellow foundation and I think it matches my skin pretty well. As far as the claims, it's supposed to be a 24-hour foundation, supposed to be transfer resistant and transfer proof. So for this review, I'm going to cut into the application of the product so you guys can see how the product performs. Okay, so this is the second time I'm applying this foundation and I thought it was the brush. So the first time I applied this, I used the IT Cosmetics CC buffing brush and it did the same exact things. So I figured I'd use a different brush this time around, and I'm using the Morphe E1, which is usually what I use when I want a full coverage look on my foundation, but I have the most difficult time blending this foundation. I'm gonna zoom you right in just so you can see how this foundation is sitting on my skin because it looks horrible. It's a nice matte foundation, but it's literally sinking into every pore that's on my face and it's not looking cute. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's emphasizing everything in here. And this is what my skin usually looks like. That's what I have a lot of redness from, and I have a lot of old acne scars, and I'll have a lot of broken capillaries around my nose. This area right here. And it's like sunk into the little cracks that I have. So I was really hoping that a different brush was going to solve this. So for the other side of my face, I'm going to use a beauty blender so to see if that would perform better in applying this foundation. Okay, so I totally did not press record, but I already applied the foundation with the dampened beauty blender on this side of my face, and it just completely wiped off with the beauty blender. So I'm gonna do another pump to see if I can see a better coverage on this side of my face. So the brush side definitely looks a little bit better, so I'm gonna do another half a pump. So this coverage is already half a pump on this side of my face. So this second layer would make a full pump of the foundation. So this is a foundation with 2 layers, so a full pump on one side of my face, and this is about half a pump using the brush. And the brush side definitely looks a lot more matte because it doesn't have the moisture of the beauty blender. The coverage on this one looks a little bit more natural and not as matte, but this side definitely looks horrible because the foundation kind of clung to like my pores, so it's very, very visible. From afar, my skin looks fine, but when you look closely, you can see the pores because it's literally on the little craters in my face. It's like not cute at all. So I'm just gonna go over with the beauty blender on this side just to get it blotted a little bit to... So the beauty blender side is, it's a little bit better, but it's definitely not full coverage. This is 2 layers of the foundation already on my skin. I feel like from afar, the coverage looks okay. Like you can see most of my redness and all that stuff is concealed, but up close you can see how the foundation is just sticking in weird areas of my face. So as far as this foundation, this is a very matte foundation. After applying this product, I felt like I didn't even need to powder my face because it is a very matte foundation. My biggest gripe with this product is that if you have any sort of dryness on your face, it will cling to those dryness and emphasize every single little pore. I have a lot of acne scars on my forehead and on my cheeks, and then my nose area usually has like whiteheads and blackheads, and this foundation just kind of like clung to those things out and just emphasized every single thing. It claims to be a full coverage foundation, and I don't think it's full coverage at all. I've had to layer at least 2 or 3 layers on my problem areas, on my cheeks, mainly on my cheeks. My forehead, usually I don't really layer too much product on my forehead. I do have acne scars there, but it's usually just my cheeks because my cheeks are red. So I had to place about 2 to 3 layers on my cheeks just to make it look like it's an even surface for makeup application, and that is already a con to the product itself. And it says it's a full coverage foundation. It is lying to me. It is not full coverage, so I'm quite mad at it. As far as wear time though, this foundation wears actually really quite beautifully. So it's just the initial application of the product is very baffling. It just kind of clings to every dry area, but once your face has kind of had time with the product, it kind of just melts into your skin, which is really quite decent. The wear time for this product is actually really quite nice. I felt like my face actually looked better throughout the day compared to how I placed the foundation initially, which is just really odd. It's every single time I place it, I feel like I end up with cake face because I have to apply layers because the initial application didn't give me the coverage that I wanted in the first place. So if you have tried this foundation, let me know if you have any other techniques that has worked out for you, but for now I am not a fan. It does wear nicely. I think it from afar my skin looks awesome, but really close you can see how it's kind of just clung to just different areas of my face. I have some sort of dryness. I have really oily skin, but I do have dry areas in my face. Like around this area, it's kind of like clung to this area and right here on my cheeks. I probably wouldn't have been too mad at this product if it layered nicely, but it doesn't. One thing to note though, that this foundation is very similar to the CoverGirl Matte Made foundation, but I like this one more because it applies better on my skin. So that pretty much sums up this review. I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!